His assignments usually take him to the most exotic corners of the globe. But today, Ingo Arndt is taking photos in a forest near his home in the German state of Hessen. He's on the trail of a rare reclusive bird that's fascinated him since childhood. Arndt wants to photograph the bird from his makeshift hideout.
I want to photograph the kingfisher, so I've built this hut and I've put out fish as bait in the stream directly in front of the hut. He should come to catch the fish and know there's something here to eat, and start coming here more regularly. And then I'd like to photograph him.
Ingo Arndt has already spotted the kingfisher through the viewfinder, but now he wants a spectacular shot of it fishing. It could take hours, even weeks, to get the right picture. So he has to remain patient.
When I'm waiting, I have time to ponder things that I usually don't get around to thinking about. My thoughts touch on everything possible, including new projects.
One project involved large groups of animals. Arndt photographed beds of mussels in South Africa, shoals of sardines in the Atlantic, swarms of jellyfish in the South Pacific, and nests of spiders in Germany. For many years, Ingo Arndt has been passionate about animal masses. He's now brought together his photos and stories in a book. It took 4 years of work, 40 trips, and countless hours of waiting.
Luck is always part of it, capturing certain moments. But the more time you spend working as a wildlife photographer, the more luck you have. Time brings certain images, but in the end, you have to watch out for the split second when something remarkable happens.
Sekundenbruchteil abpassen, wo es außergewöhnlich aussieht.
Ingo Arndt's wife accompanies him on many of his trips, using a video camera to document her husband's work with the animals. Arndt photographed 40 species for his latest book, and he now observes nature with an even greater sense of awe.
I learned from herd animals that they understand a lot better than humans how to live together. And I think if we looked closer at this phenomenon in the animal world, then we'd learn something.
Ingo Arndt has been photographing wildlife and nature for almost 20 years. 6 months of every year is spent traveling. Back home in Hessen, he sorts through the spoils of his last trip, grizzly bears in Alaska.
Animals have always fascinated me. I think it's something I was born with. I was always outside as a young boy and always skipped class because I preferred being in the forest to being in school.
Different species of monkeys are Ingo Arndt's favorite animals. He's traveled extensively in search of them, and he's devoting an entire book to them. Arndt is especially proud of his photos of the uakari monkeys in Peru. He fondly remembers spending 6 weeks in the jungle.
I like most when I can spend time alone in my tent in the wilderness with the animals, without lots of people, and without the constant traveling that is part of my job.
Back in the forest in Germany, Arndt has been sitting in his hideout for 2 hours. But the kingfisher hasn't made an appearance today.
Unfortunately, no success with the kingfisher today, but I'll be here again early tomorrow for another try, and I hope to get my kingfisher on film sooner or later.
Ingo Arndt is devoting a few months to the Kingfisher project. In his profession, patience is essential.